12 startups in 12 months. This is a challenge that I started back in January, but I'm not finished yet. Therefore, this is only an 8-month review of what I have done so far. In this video, I will go through each project and hopefully I will inspire you to start creating your own apps this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So for each idea I'm going through, I will be showing you how I rapidly develop it to do it in the least time possible. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what marketing I do for each idea, and then I will be showing you the numbers of every app, so the statistics behind the app. So let's go ahead and get started with the first project. So the first project I did back in January was this app here, TidyLegend. So it's basically a way to gamify home chores. So you can input your rooms here, and for every room you can assign tasks like wash the dishes for the kitchen, for example, or clean coffee machine. You can see it behind here. And then you can assign users, so these are the family members, and the application uses like a hero metaphor, so every person is a hero sort of, and when they complete a task they will gain points and it will hopefully make doing chores more fun. This application I developed it in SwiftUI and I've done it in about 2 weeks. For marketing I tried to do a bit of SEO on this landing page here, and I also done these resources down here. So for example, at the decluttering challenge, and it's basically like a timer. I've done it with ChatGPT, and hopefully people looking on Google decluttering challenge will end up here, and then they can go to the main landing page here and discover this download button and download the app. So this will hopefully gain me more downloads. I have done this in the past with other applications and it works really well in the long term. So let's go ahead and look at the statistics of this app. So as you can see here, these are the statistics provided by Apple. So you can see the impressions, so how many people looked at the app on the App Store, came across it. So we have the initial App Store boost because the App Store gives an initial App Store boost of 1 week, which gives you more downloads for the first week. So you can see it there. And then the impressions went down, but then they are climbing hopefully back up slowly during the months. For this app, I only got about 500 downloads, which is not a lot, but I didn't do any advertisements or stuff like that. Basically paid ads. All the downloads are organic. So for this app, I was hoping that I leave it like 6 months, 7 months, and hopefully the ASO will catch up. So far, it didn't do very well. So what I have done, I did a bit of an ASO change. I changed a bit the screenshots, and from this basically I changed them into this. So I focused more on the benefits, not the features as before, and this will hopefully increase a bit more the conversion rate. What I've done, I also moved TidyLegend from here to here so that the home chores tracker keyword will hopefully rank more. So that's all for this application. The second app, well, it's a web app, this one that I've done is SuccessTally. I've spoke about it in another video on this channel if you want to take a look at it. It's basically a customizable habit tracker plugin. So basically you create this habit tracker and you can convert it to a URL and you can embed it on your website or even on a newsletter. So it's ideal if you want people to do something every day, for example, and you want them to track this habit. So this app I've done around February, I think, but it didn't do very well. So as you can see here, I barely got any request in the last 30 days. So I think I'm going to switch this off, and then I don't think I will be working on it anymore. So let's go to the next project. This project here, the third project, it's an application, it's a goal tracker app, and it visualizes your goals as sort of a rocket going to a faraway planet. So you can set your goals in 2 ways. So you can set them as a checklist. So for example, you're doing an application, you have your SEO, your marketing, etc. Or you can set it as a value. So you have a value, like 100 kilometers, for example, you want to run 100 kilometers, and then you can increment this value as you go along, and you see the rocket going to that planet. And it's a nice way to visualize sort of your goals. This idea At first seemed a bit fun, but when I developed it, I saw that there might not be any need for it. It's just fun. And if you take a look at the statistics, at first it done well because of the App Store boost. Then there was this spike. I'm not sure what it is, but probably it was an article about the application, and it gave it a lot of impressions, but it didn't get a lot of downloads overall. So it's 1 to 5 downloads since April, so that's not a lot. In fact, for this application, I haven't enabled the paywall yet because I wanted to grow more organically, hopefully. And if it stays like this, I will have to turn it off. Okay, so let's go to the next project. This is the 4th project I've done this year. It's Focus Timer. It's a very basic app, but it's very powerful, and it took me a lot of time to build because for these kind of apps, basically it has a feature that you can block social media distraction. And for this, you have to apply with a separate review with Apple. So this took like 2-3 weeks from Apple to review. And what it does, it's basically a simple timer. And when the timer is running, you can block your social media or any apps that you select. A fun feature that this app has is that if you try to stop your task early, you can set it in a way that it will do a really loud noise. So it will max out your iPhone volume basically, and it will do this loud noise. So you can use this, for example, if you're in a library and you really want to focus and you don't want to look at distracting social media. So if you try to stop your task early, you know that your phone will do a really loud noise, and it will make everyone around you look at you. So using negative feedback, sort of, it will help you study or do whatever you're doing more. For the marketing of this particular app, apart from the landing page, I tried to do some TikTok videos, which had about 5,000 views, which is not little. But since the app name is very generic, Focus Timer, when people try to search it on Google, probably they didn't land up on my landing page. And I don't know how to do a link on TikTok. I think you need to have a certain amount of views before you can do that, or live in the USA, so I need to check about that. If we go to the statistics of this app, you can see the initial App Store boost here. It's very small because then there was this massive spike here. And I looked into this, and it was an article based in Taiwan. Basically, that's why I have a lot of Taiwan downloads. And yes, it gave the app a huge spike. So for this app, I enabled the paywall a few weeks ago, but I haven't got any subscriptions yet. So I think it's because it didn't have a lot of downloads in the past few weeks. So hopefully, if it goes up a bit in keyword ranking, it will go up a bit in downloads and hopefully give me something in return. So let's go to the next application. This is a Metronome App. A Metronome App is a very simple application. All it does is it gives you the beat. So like, as you can see here, for example, let's see this online metronome. It's just give you a beat like this. So I did an app for this, but it gets a little bit more complicated because you have things like subdivisions and time signatures, which I didn't have a clue how they work. So I had to learn a bit of music theory before building this application, and I learned music theory to a point where I can play Happy Birthday on a piano. So this was a really fun project because I got to learn a lot about music. I built this app in about 2 or 3 weeks once again, and for the marketing, apart from the landing page, as I showed you before, I tried to do this online metronome so that when people look online metronome on Google, they will end up here, hopefully. Then if they want a better metronome, they can download the application, and this will gain me more downloads, hopefully. So let's go to the statistics. As you can see, we have the initial App Store boost here, and then the app didn't do very well, but at least it got about 13,000 impressions, and it gave me 500 downloads. For this application, once again, the ASO wasn't that good initially. So what I've done, like in the other app, I changed the screenshots. So the screenshots when I uploaded were like this, but they were focusing a lot on the features, and I learned that this is not good. So you need to focus more on the benefits. So this is what I've done now. So I've done this beautiful image of a metronome here to indicate that this is a metronome, because the app is very sort of theoretical. So I've done this with ChatGPT really quickly. And then I'm focusing more on the benefits, not on the features. And I've done these sort of images sticking out, so they will hopefully attract more users. And apart from that, I am focusing on the tempo metronome keyword instead of the metronome, because the metronome had a lot of difficulty, so I don't think I could do that. The sixth application that I've done this year is ShortReps. I done this app to solve a problem that I had sitting all day, so I wanted a way to include more exercise during my day. So I did this app which gives you a daily challenge of 5 exercises that you need to do anytime during the day basically. It was a really fun app to build, and I done it relatively quickly in about a week. And in the app I also added these instructional videos here, so it will teach you how to do the exercises in proper posture. So it's designed for people that don't exercise a lot and sort of they don't know how to do the exercises properly. And I also added a small habit tracker in this app, so people can sort of track when they are doing the exercises and when they are not. So for this application, apart from this landing page for the marketing, I tried to post it on Hacker News for the first time, and I never posted on Hacker News before, and it went viral. So I posted this post here and it got 153 upvotes here, and this treasure trove of comments with a lot of feedback, which I implemented most of it. And if we take a look at the statistics, you can see that it didn't have any App Store boost initially, but then there was this huge spike coming from Hacker News, and that gave me about 7,000 impressions and probably around, I don't know, 1,000 downloads, which is very good for the first week, 2 weeks of the application. And as you can see, there was this second spike here, which was after posting the video on this channel. You can go take a look at it. Once again, for this application, I haven't enabled the paywall yet, but what I've done, I added the feature in the application that whoever downloads the application now will be grandfathered in when I add the paywall. So if you haven't downloaded it, go download it and leave it on your phone so that you will get it for free for a lifetime. So this is it for this application. If you want more details on this app, go and watch the other video I did about it specifically. The seventh application that I've done is QuitDate. I finished this last week, so I don't have a lot of statistics about this app. And it's basically an app to help people quit smoking. For this app, I had to do a lot of research about smoking addiction because I don't smoke and I didn't have any experience before. And the application basically revolves around this heart character here, which symbolizes health, and this heart character gets better as the user spends more time not smoking, and it gets worse basically if the user smokes. So it will hopefully help the person stay more smoke-free for longer. And just under the character, there's a huge emphasis on the health improvements that you gain when you don't smoke. So you have these charts here, and each one is a body part basically, or a certain element of the body which improves when you stop smoking. So the user, when they spend months not smoking, they will see these going up. And just under it, there's a chart that shows you how much money you are saving annually, monthly, and since you stopped smoking. And I did this fun visualization here that visualizes how much you saved as $100 bills. And apart from this, the app is based on therapy and reflection, so when the user gets a craving to smoke or they smoked, they can fill in this short survey and basically gather more data. So in the future, they can take better decisions and stay away from places basically that trigger them. And if they do get the urge to smoke, there are these coping tools which will help the person resist smoking. For this application, I haven't done a lot of SEO on the website yet, but I will be doing some features down here. I tried to post this application once again on Hacker News, but it didn't do very well. I think it's probably because the Hacker News audience, it's more technical and geeky, so probably something like this won't resonate a lot. And apart from this, for this application, I tried to do these TikTok videos, which are basically a basic image which fades in with a title here. And for these videos, I got about 500 views each. But since I can't verify my account because I'm not based in the USA, I can't add a URL in the top, so it hurts a little bit the conversion to the landing page or to the app. So I'm not sure if it's a good idea to focus a lot on TikTok in my case. Let's see the statistics of this application. As you can see, it done really well for the first few days. I got about 2,000 impressions and 200 downloads, which is a lot more than, for example, this application, the Goal Tracker. For this application, I've done a hard paywall, which was something which I was really skeptical at first, and I'm still not sure if it's a good idea. But with it, I basically got around $11 so far, so that's really good in the first week. In the application, people can choose to go for a trial, which will then convert to a yearly subscription, or they can choose to buy a weekly subscription. So maybe in the future, I will optimize those a bit more and see what works more. So the last application that I built is this one. It's a very simple web app, and I built it because I needed to post images on Twitter. So it's basically a screenshot framer. So you can drag your screenshot like this in here, and it will instantly frame it for you. And you can change the gradients from here. And in the future, I will also add images, and there's stuff here. You can change the padding, even the aspect ratio, and you can download the image and upload it straight to Twitter, to X, or any other social media. So it's a very basic app, and so far it got me around 20 visits, which is not a lot, but I still need to add more features to it and do the marketing because I haven't done anything yet. I released it 2 days ago, basically, this one, so it doesn't have a lot of statistics yet. So those are the 8 apps that I have built so far this year. I still have 4 other apps to build. I don't have any idea what I'm going to build yet, but I will report on them later on this year. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe if you like this video so that you will get a heads up when I release that video in the future. I will end this video by challenging you to do this challenge with me to build 12 apps in 12 months. All you have to do is to choose one idea which you think it's easy enough to do in less than a month. Focus only on its main feature to build it as quickly as possible and release it and try to market it a bit. And if you want to commit to this challenge, put a link down below so that others can take a look at your content. So that's all for this video. If you like it, press the like button and subscribe to this channel. And thanks for watching.